Hello all, the today's topic is data modeling in the database design. First of all, we should know what is database. A database is a collection of related data in the form of records to have some meaningful information out of it. And what is data model? Data model is a conceptual view of the design which gives you an abstract model of how data will be stored in the database and how data can be viewed by external user. The study objectives are: what are the concept of data modeling, what are the entities, what are attributes, what are relationships, how you will define relationships between the entities, basic ERD components which affects the database design, and the modeling symbols leading to the database design diagram. A data model is an abstraction of real world object or event. First of all, we should have a real world entity or event whose abstract view has to be created for the end user, hiding the complexity of the implementation in the system. That is a data model. A data model is successful if it is successful in having that particular level of abstraction where end user can easily view the data in the required type of view rather than seeing the implementation complexity of the data in the database. It will be in terms of tables and having relationships between them. This is a simple access data model showing relationships between some entities. First of all, what is entity relationship diagram? What is ERD? You must know it is basically a design document which is designed to sign off between client and the developer. The client is the person who is seeking a new information system for his or her convenience, and the developer is a person who will develop that system for the client. ERD is a modeling technique, data modeling technique, which will model out the data in this way that it should give a clear picture to the client and clear picture to the developer what data is going to be stored in the system and what data is to be maintained by the system. It is a conceptual and logical view of data for both of them, for both the client as well as the developer. So I'm again and again telling it is a document between the client and the developer. It is acting as a blueprint of the database design. Whatever application you see, whether it is a window application, whether you see a web application, the success criteria is the database. Front end is one thing, the main thing is the DB design. If there is a problem in database design, if there is a problem in modeling out the required data, the blueprint of the application fails. So data model gives you a blueprint how data will be managed, what data to be managed, what is the flow of data among the entities, what is relationship between the entities. It is a successful communication tool between the client and the developer. Client can easily understand this tool to tell what requirements are missing or what all requirements are captured by the data model in terms of the required data. It is independent of the technology implemented for a DBMS. Whatever DBMS you choose technically, data model has no connection with it. It is a conceptual or theoretical model. Data model is only and only revolving around discovering and analyzing data and requirements. It is totally and totally based on the business policies, system specifications of the client. You will meet the client, try to know the system specifications based on his policies, procedures, organizational behavior, and you will identify what data is important for the system. Why I'm saying data is important, what data is important? Because not every data is important for every system. It is a particular system the data is meaningful for. For example, if I'm talking of a library system, some entities are very much important for the system, but not every entity is important. Library system may not capture the parking details of the college. The parking details, the data related to the parking details is irrelevant for a library system. It is no relevant. So some data is important. The data you give them, the data which you give importance will come out as a report out of the information system, and data which you will not give importance will not be able to answer the query in the out of system. Major phases: ERD, construction of ERD. ERD is totally and totally will be built upon the identification of entities, attributes, and their relationship to each other. Why I'm saying the relationship to each other? Because when we'll see a system having some entities, we will see the entities must be related to each other. They will be having some relationships as per the business rules specified. So major role is to identify entities, their attributes, and the association among them. What are entities? Entities are anything about which you can store information. Anything about which you can store information. People, place, objects, events, etc. Anything. If we see this definition, we will see like everything is an entity. Yes, everything is an entity. Everything is an entity about which you can store some information. The question of everything whose answer comes other than yes or no is an entity. What is time? Here nothing is entity. This here nothing is entity because answer is coming as some quantity. But whenever we can record some information about anything, it is called entity. For example, supplier, employee, airline seat. And tangible and non-tangible entities are simply physically existing and non-physically existing. A customer is a physically existing entity. We can have some details regarding the customer, customer name, customer city, customer status, customer date of assignment. And we can have some attributes related to product this way. One thing is entity, other thing is entity instance. Entity is made up of attributes. If I'm saying student, it is made up of three attributes here: student ID, last name, and first name. These attributes make us entity student. But values given to the attribute make instance of the entity. If I give a value like 3843 Simmons in the last name, Lisa in the first name, it will create an instance of the entity. In this way, we have six time values given to each and every attribute. So we can say six different instances are there of the student entity. That means instance means a particular value given to attributes of entity. What are the attributes? When I say entities are something about which you can store information, attributes are something which are descriptors of that entity. That means the information you will store is attributes. If a person, if an employee is an entity, you can say employee name, his date of birth, date of joining, salary are the attributes. They are describing the employee. The things which describe the entity are called attributes. It is also called property of an entity. You can also say property of an entity, characteristic of an entity, which is telling something about the entity. That is attribute. It is a descriptor. Values are associated with individual entities. So, we will see many examples of attributes. Attributes are data objects that identify or describe entities, properties of an entity. Third thing is relationship. And what are the relationships? Relationships are the association between the entities. When one entity is related to other entity, we say entities are related to each other. From where this relationship comes between the entities, it comes by the business rules. Suppose if I have a business rule that my organization, there will be employees working in the department. I can have some information regarding employee, I can have some information regarding department. That means employee and department are two different entities of my system, but they are related by the business rule that employee will work in a department. That means entities have some association. This could be by natural or this could be by business rules. Most of the time it is associated, it comes out of the business rules specified by the client. For example, employees are assigned to projects. Employee is an entity, project is another entity, and employees are assigned to projects, they are related to each other. Relationship comes with one more thing, that is terms of cardinality. There are three types of cardinalities: one to one, one to many, and many to many. What is cardinality? Cardinality means number of occurrences in one entity which are associated with number of occurrences in other. Cardinality is something about relationship. A relationship's cardinality. Relationship means one entity is related to other entity. One instance of entity is related to some instance of entity. One to one means one instance of this entity will be related to exactly one instance in this entity. One to many means one instance of this entity will be related to many instances of this entity. Many to many means many instances of this entity will be related to many instances of this entity. They both are in relationship. Basic cardinality type, these are the symbols just for the diagrammatic notations, so that basic understanding can be built on a single symbol. Cardinality again, this is example model. I am showing department entity and there is a project entity. They both are having some attribute. Department is having department ID, project is having project ID. They both are related with some relationship, that is manages. You can see a relationship between them. Department manages project. You can say one to many relationship. It is, you can see two entities, you can see attributes, you can see relationship. This is the basic of ERD. Another example, the example statements are this: professor may advise a student, but each student is advised by one professor. A professor may advise many students. Professor is an entity, student is an entity. Professor is advising the student. We can say that they are related to each other. Professor entity is related to student entity with a cardinality of 1 to m, because one professor is advising to many students, but each student is advised by only one professor. Another example, a professor must teach many classes. Each class must be taught by one professor. That means professor entity and class entity. Professor is teaching many classes, one to many, and each class is taught by single professor. That means one to many. We can see entities with different cardinality of relationship. Where comes the relationship entities and attributes come from? They only and only come from the business rules. Business rules are specified by the client who is seeking the new information system for him or her, for his convenience or her convenience. They are developed by the developer. ER diagram is developed by the developer, but this is totally and totally based on the business rules, which is specified by the client. Client sees the principles, the procedures he or she applies in the system, and he tells it to the developer, and developer can use them, and based on the business rules he or she can make the ERD. What are the sources of business rules? How can a developer can get the business rules from the client? There are many ways to get them. First is a direct interview can be conducted between the client and the developer. Developer can make some questionnaire, and he or she can ask the client for the requirements and note down them. This is not sufficient. One second thing is on-site observation can be there. Developer may be cited for a period of 6 months or more, depending on the length of the project, for the developer, for the client side, and he should understand what is going on the client side as a process, and he should collect the data, and he should understand the process as well. He should understand the flow of data very well. This is a very good tool, on-site observation. Another is review and study of documents. Client might have some policies, some documented procedures, manuals. The developer can go through those manuals, policies and procedure for the deeper understanding of the design, so that the design can be better and better, and minimum of the mistakes can be there, leading to the successful design of the application. Business rule, again an example is there. Suppose I have a business rule: a sales representative must write many invoices, but each invoice has to be written by one sales representative. I can see sales entity, I can see salesperson as an entity, I can see invoice as another entity. They both are again related to each other. Each sales representative must be assigned to many departments. Each department has only one sales representative. Again, department entity and sales representative are related. How is it this relationship is coming? By the business rules. These are the business rules. A customer has to generate many invoices. An invoice is generated by only one customer. Again a business rule. Again a business rule is driving the relationship between two entities, the customer and the invoice. All of till now we have so many times we have said about attributes. Attributes is something detailing about an entity. It is a descriptor of the entity. If employee is an entity, there lots of these are the only and only attributes. The stress is here is the classes of attributes, the type of attributes: simple, composite, derived, single valued, multi-valued. Simple valued is the attribute which cannot be decomposed further, that is existing as a whole. Age, gender, marital status, they have no further division. They are simple attributes. Composite attributes have further divisions, like address. Address can be divided into city, address, state, zip code, etc. Your name can be divided into last name, first name, middle name. They are composite attributes. If they can be divided into additional attributes. Another is derived attribute. Some attributes are stored attributes and some attributes are derived attributes. They are not physically stored. Derived attribute means they will not be physically stored in the system. They will be derived out of some formula or algorithm. Like age. You can keep date of birth as a stored attribute, and you can calculate age by applying the formula of current date minus the DOB as a age. So age will always be a derived attribute, never will be a stored attribute. Many other attributes can be derived based on some stored attribute, applying formula to some stored attribute, like this: invoice amount into 2%. Invoice amount is stored here, and by applying the formula we are getting another attribute. So when we are getting attribute based on some calculation on the stored attributes, it is derived attribute. Single valued attribute, the attribute for which only single value is possible is single value attribute. Suppose if I ask a roll number of a student, it will be always a single value. If I ask father name of a student, it will always be a single value. There are no multiple values possible. Multi-valued attribute is for which multiple values are possible. Like you can have multiple phone numbers, you can have multiple addresses, you can have multiple locations, multiple addresses. A person may have several degrees, that this particular attribute may have more than one value for a particular person. That is multi-valued attribute. Procedure of ERD is to identify the entities, to identify the attributes, to identify the relationships, and just to make a concrete diagram representing a very well flow of data. It is an iterative process. Why it is an iterative process? Because the design goes in refinement and refinement by as long as the understanding goes on increase, the process goes on change, the design gets better and better. It's definitely an iterative process. 100% error free model is not possible. There might remain some mistakes or not. Six Sigma is preferred by the organizations for this thing because 100% error free model is not acceptable. An optimized model is possible. Till now we have covered entity, attributes, some relationships and some notations of the ERD. In the next lecture we will see how actually a case can be converted into ERD. In case we will try to have 2 or 3 examples, we will take 2 or 3 scenarios and we will try to convert them with into ER diagrams with the help of all the symbols available. We will see how business rules can be converted into a perfect ERD, further converting into a system design. Thank you.